creative friends, it's Gwen. Are you looking to create a multi-photo layout that doesn't look cluttered? Well, today's video is for you. I have 6 practical ideas to share for creating layouts with multiple photos and of course a step-by-step tutorial. So let's jump right on in. I'm using Pink Fresh Studios' Lovely Blooms collection, and these supplies were sent to me very generously by Crazy Craft Obsession. They are an Australian craft store specialising in scrapbooking, paper crafts and mixed media. They ship to Australia and New Zealand, and if you're a new customer, be sure to use my link in the description box below for an extra special deal. It's time to get started on the layout, and here's the plan. I am going to be working with 3 photos today, and I am super inspired by this particular pattern paper from the collection. I'm going to fussy cut out all of these beautiful florals, and I am going to add this as a feature to my background down the left-hand side of the layout. If you struggle with fussy cutting, I did make a video with my top tips and tricks. I'll leave it in a card here and linked below. I'm feeling brave, so I am going to be using some Distress ink today and a really fun Sunshine Burst stencil. Before I go adding any ink anywhere though, I do need to map out a plan for my page. I'm going to be working with these 3 photos today, and my top tip for working with multiple photos would have to be to reduce their size. These are 2x3s currently, and I am actually going to trim them even more as we go along. Working with a smaller sized photo is the easiest way to get more onto your layout because math. The team at Crazy Craft Obsession did colour match for me 2 inks to go with this collection. The first one is this beautiful green called Rustic Wilderness. I'm actually going to use that on this layout. The other one, the pink one there, that one is Spun Sugar. If you jump into their Facebook group, you'll also see that they matched a bunch of colours to this collection. So I am adding that little bit by little bit, very cautiously with my brush. I do want quite a subtle coverage. This is quite a deep colour, so I know that I don't have to add too much. When I lifted off the stencil, it did feel a little bit stripy for me, so I am going to go in and add just a little coverage over the top. I'm going to blend it from the centre outward. And now you can see what it's going to look like with the florals down the left-hand side there. This is quite a deep green, so I am going to balance it out by adding that same tone as a frame for my layout. This pattern paper from the collection was the perfect match, so I'm going to add that. While I do that, a little tip on printing photos at home in a smaller format. There are many free apps that you can use, apps for your phone. Good ones are Be Funky, Pick Frame, and even Canva. I use Canva a bunch, so I'll leave a link to that one in the description box below. Another really great way to be able to use multiple photos on your layouts is to create a photo collage. You can do that with Canva pretty easily, and it's a good option if you're really not sure about the photo position when working with lots of photos. I am going to trim out some of the white space on my photos. I do want to get them as compact as possible because I'm really trying to get this layout to look really clean and organized, even though it does have multiple photos included. If you're really not sure about the positioning of your photos, a really simple idea is to use a photo block. I am going to be doing that for this layout, and a photo block is really just positioning your photos as if they were all one big photo. This idea does work the same as the photo collage, except that you're working with individual photos here. So my photo block is going to run horizontally across the top of the layout. I have my florals running down the left-hand side, and you can see my mixed media is going to fill the gap there in the center. Tip number 4 is to make sure that your layout has a very simple design. Now is not the time for anything crazy. Multiple photos will naturally make a page look busy, so you want to keep everything else really simple. If you're really stuck on that idea, try a simple grid design. Grid designs are great options when working with multiple photos. Now, to add a little bit of interest to my photos, I'm actually going to raise up on foam the center one. So the left and right hand ones, they're flat to the page, and now my center one is going to be raised up with that foam tape. I am also going to make them straight. I was toying with the idea of having them a little bit crooked, but my OCD kicked in and I am going to leave them nice and straight. Now's the time to add in my title. I'm going to use the puffy alphabet stickers as well as this embellishment word. And yes, I am using my T-square ruler to make sure everything is nice and square. If you don't have one of these, you need one. There's a link in the description box below. I can now move on to the pretty embellishments of the page, and I am already thinking about the flow. I'm going back to the idea of keeping the layout super clean and simple, and I'm really just going to build on what I already have here. The white space that you currently see on the page, I want to make sure that I maintain that. I'm going to make sure that I go with the flow of what's already here. So obviously I have the flowers down the left-hand side, so it makes sense to add in some more floral elements, some leaves and things to create some layers down that same edge. I also have not finished off my title. It is not just sweet. I'm going to add the alphas from the collection to write out the word 16. Yes, these photos were taken on my daughter's 16th birthday. These alphas happen to come with a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, and in the past I have sometimes been stuck with leftover capitals. So I have very purposefully mixed and matched them here. Things are getting serious because I am gluing stuff down. I'm really loving how this is coming together, especially this bottom section and the way that the elements are nestling in against each other. I want to include some more texture, so I'm going to go with the puffy stickers, and I am also going to raise up some elements on foam tape. I love these puffy stickers. If you get any one thing from this collection, you need these. I love how substantial they are, and I do end up adding quite a few onto this layout. I almost forgot to share with you the last tip I have for multiple photos on layouts, and that is to use pocket pages. This particular idea is really great when you have a lot of photos from a specific event. So say a birthday party, you can create traditional layouts like this one for your most favorite photos from the event. And then for all of the other photos, you can intermix into your album pocket pages. You can keep the design for the pocket pages really simple, so it's a really fast way to add in lots of photos. Back to the page, and it was at this point that I found a problem. I really loved the sentiment on that die cut that says "You shine," but it was creating an area on the layout that was a little bit too orange. It was throwing off the balance of the colors on the page, so I do audition in a couple of other elements. All I'm looking for here is something that's the right color. I did think that this green one would work for quite a while, but it does not stay. I did try this pink one here, and that did not work either. I do end up going with this really pretty baby blue one. You can really see here just how beautiful this collection is. Be sure to check the description box below for the link to Crazy Craft Obsession. They have so many amazing supplies. I'm going to finish off the layout by adding in some enamel dot clusters. I love these as a finishing touch. I also want to share with you lots of close-up images so you can see the beautiful layers from the mixed media element in the background there to the die cut and then those beautiful puffy stickers. I hope you enjoyed my tips for working with multiple photos, and if I missed any, be sure to leave them in the comments below. If you like the way that I scrapbook or the way that I chat about the way that I scrapbook, I would love it if you give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for being here, my creative friends. If you're after even more ideas for working with Pink Fresh Studio supplies, be sure to check out this video right here, and I'll see you all next time. Until then, bye!